hello there. Excuse me while I quickly put away my lipstick. A girl can never be too careful of who she might meet in the middle of the street and may want to look her best for. Oh, quite sorry, yes. I am Miss Isabel Boulevard, and I will be your helper today, the detective on your case. What do you mean? Woman Yes, of course I'm a woman investigator. Darling, it's 1932. Get with the times. So, I heard that you've had quite an unfortunate day today. Yes, and I will be helping you as best I can. Yes, I'm quite intrigued to get as much information as possible from you. Why, yes, I've solved a great many cases in my day. Perhaps you've heard of the pocket thief from the theater case. About a month ago, I solved a case. Of course, the cinema did not want to press charges because it was just a little teenage boy who was pickpocketing in that time, but I did know who it was right after I spoke to 3 people. That's all it took, and I solved it even after police had been working on it for nearly 2 weeks. So you see, I'm very good at what I do, so you need not worry. You can put your total trust in me, okay? Wonderful. Okay. So, I will need for you to recount your entire day to me so that I can get a clear picture of everything that's happened to you from the beginning of your day up until right now at this moment. Okay? Even yesterday, if you think that's relevant to the case. Go back as far as you think may be important. But I would like to know just the main details of today. What led to thieving? What led to you noticing that your purse was missing? Jewelers. All right. Jewelers. And at what time was this? Around 5. Why were you at the jewelers, if you don't mind my asking? A girl loves to pamper themselves once in a while, but perhaps this wasn't for you. Christmas gift. No. There's never an too early of a time to buy Christmas gifts. I myself start in August. Sometimes July. So jewelers at 5 o'clock. What were you doing before the jewelers? Lunch at a restaurant. Okay. And you most definitely had your purse then. Did you see that you had your purse with you? Did you pay? Your cousin's restaurant. I see. So you didn't have to pay because your cousin, free meals. Lucky you. So you're not quite sure if perhaps... Oh, you did have your bag then. Okay. Sure, I'm just trying to piece together this puzzle. What were you doing before lunch? And what time was lunch, by the way? 1 p.m., okay. Alright. So from 1 to 5, that's quite a gap. Okay. Window shopping with friends, okay. Alright. Before lunch, where did you go? You were home. Okay, but you definitely had your purse then. It was the day to pay the milkman, right? Milkman. So you definitely used your purse then. What time was this? 9. It's quite late for milk. Oh, I see. Oh, all right. Yes, I know him. Of course. Sure. So, home around 9. From 9 to 1, you were probably... Sure. Chores. Right. Then you had lunch at 1 o'clock at your cousin's restaurant, right? Yes. And then you were with friends window shopping for Christmas, perhaps, yes. And then you went to the jeweler's at 5. And did you purchase anything like that? No. Oh, I see. But you liked something. You didn't buy it? No? Oh, the jeweler is your friend? Asked it to be put aside, sure, yes. I see. Very good strategy. Wait for the sales. Right, I always do. That's smart shopping. Okay, but you're not quite sure if you had your purse then, right? You don't know, of course, because you didn't pay for anything, so... Right. So from your lunch date at your cousin's restaurant until the jeweler's, you're not quite sure if you had your purse, because technically you did not buy anything, right? Okay. When did you notice that your purse was missing? Right after the jeweler's? No. The grocer's, my goodness. Okay. And this was around 5:30. I see. Okay. So what happened then at the grocer's? Oh my. Oh, you poor thing. How dreadful. You tried to buy groceries, but you did not have your purse, of course, and he called the police on you. My word. Goodness gracious. However, there's one piece of information I did not share with you before, and that is, I know you. Of course, I make it my business to know everyone in this town, but everyone knows that you're a very honest and hard-working person, so of course you would never, ever steal from a grocer's. And presuming that you do your weekly shopping at the same exact grocer's every week, as most people do, and that you would form a friendship with them over time, I am assuming that the grocer in question, in which called the police on you, I mean, absurd. Your normal grocer, who has known you probably for years, would never do that. Which leads me to deduce that you went to a different grocer this time. Is that correct? I told you that I am very, very cunning. Different grocer, and Saint Street. Interesting. I will need the streets of every single place that you told me. So where was the jeweler? Maine. Okay. Maine. And the restaurant? Your cousin's restaurant? Oh, I know that place. They serve the darling little pastries. Perhaps I can get a discount now that I can say your name. Okay, Martin Street, Main, and then Saint Street. So, where do you usually go get your groceries? On Main, of course. What compelled you to decide to get your groceries in a different place this time? Of course, the jeweler wasn't your normal jeweler. But you did say that they are a friend. Right, okay, I see. I understand. All right. So they suggested to go to this particular grocer's. Okay. So, jewelers. Then you went to the grocer's around 5:30. It was not your usual grocer's, so they called the police on you because you couldn't pay, because you didn't have your purse, because you left it at the jeweler's. Of course, you would not know that because you did not pay for anything at the jeweler's, so you wouldn't know if you had your purse, which means you left it at the restaurant. Of course, you wouldn't be able to know because the restaurant is your cousin's restaurant, and so she didn't let you pay, and so I don't think that you'd leave it at home, would you? No, because you were planning on buying something today. You definitely had it. Right. When you left for lunch. Okay. And can anyone corroborate with your story? Oh, I see. Okay. So from 1 to 5, right, because you were window shopping with your friends. And they definitely saw you with the purse, so you must have had it before the jeweler's. Interesting. Where else did you go, during the window shopping with your friends? Fascinating. Right. I'm starting to deduce a little something myself. But in the meantime, let's move on. I will need to put on some gloves for this. I don't know if you've noticed if you carry a compact with you, though I'm sure you wouldn't be able to see yourself considering your purse is gone, and I assume you would carry a compact in your purse. But you do have bits of flaking of dried, burnt parchment paper, which I will need to take home with me to confirm if I think it is what I think it is. But if I may, very, very quickly, just pluck away these little pieces and pop them into this little baggie. Yes. Well, I take it home and I look at it under a microscope because I'm just quite fascinated by chemistry and all that. So, may I? Wonderful. You're such a sport. Okay. So, I will just be putting it into the baggie. be alarmed of, but this might be relevant to the case. We don't know. I just want to make sure that everything is looked at here. Okay. Fascinating. Now what I assume these pieces of dried, burnt parchment are actually Chinese scrolls, which are burned along with fireworks, of course, when they're celebrating their New Year. However, since it's not Chinese New Year, I'm wondering who in their right mind is burning parchment that's very, very similar. You wouldn't happen to have been walking around Chinatown today, have you? Did you? At all? Not quite sure, I don't remember, or are you just hiding some information from me? Absolutely not, of course. You would have remembered that vital piece of information. So what I'm asking myself is, who is burning these things when it's not Chinese New Year and not in Chinatown? It's fascinating. Perhaps they blew out of an apartment with a gust of wind or something and landed on you. But it's quite interesting because this paper is very expensive. So I must go home and take a look at it, but I'll need to check back with you with that. Okay. Interesting. Well, some of these pieces are quite large. If I can somehow put them together, it might make some kind of a note. And, well, even if it doesn't pertain to your particular predicament, I can use them to solve perhaps another mystery. Right. If I piece them all together, it might still make out a note or something, which I find just fascinating. Okay, thank you ever so. I'll be putting this aside. Wonderful, thank you. Now, I'll need to dust you for some fingerprints. Or rather, I need to take your fingerprints. Wonderful. So, if you could just wipe your hands on this moist towelette. Good. And I will be using this special adhesive tape to take your fingerprints. Well, I do this because I dust the areas in question afterwards for fingerprints, and I'd like to make sure that I can automatically exclude yours from the bunch. So, making it less sticky now. Press firmly now. Good. Now may I please have your pinky finger and press down into this adhesive and roll. Good. Oh my, that did not come out as well as I had hoped. Just a moment. Here's another piece of adhesive. If you could just place your pinkies right in the middle, and yes, don't put them so close together. Wide. Yes, good. Now press. Good. Well done. Now roll a little. Good. So we get all angles evenly. Perfect. Thank you. Perfect. Wonderful. Thank you ever so. You may blot with the moist towelette once again. Know that the adhesive residue can sometimes be quite uncomfortable. Alright. Would you like to know my theories? Of course, these are not concrete. I have to still go around and... But I do have a theory. You did say that your friends can 100% back up your story and say that you did have your purse when you were window shopping. So that means that you walked into the jeweler's with your bag, right? My theory is, as you were taking a stroll along the streets, window shopping and minding your own business, without a care in the world, I think someone was watching you. Yes. Well, you're dressed to the nines, darling. And that hat, my goodness. And that scarf. And those gloves. Why, look at you, walking around in fashion that some people use the exact same amount of money that you used to buy your attire to feed an entire family for an entire year. Why, of course. Don't you think Miss Boulevard knows couture from regular on the street fashion? Of course, darling. I think you were targeted. I think someone saw it as fit to use you as a lure. That's right. Do you recall anyone waltzing into the jeweler's after you? Or being there before you? Let me write this down. This might be rather important. Yes. How many people? 3? Could you describe each of them to me? They might be vitally important. Does this include the jeweler himself? So of course we had the jeweler. And then an old woman covered in diamonds. Why, of course, she must be Miss Maple. We know all about her in this town. She walks around with pearls and diamonds draped over her as if she still owned half the town. Everyone knows that she wears them because She wants to seem as though she's still... Well, never you mind. I mustn't go around telling people gossip. Let me just focus on my job. Perhaps another time, over tea or something. Miss Mabel. And the third person. Could you describe what he was wearing? Right. Just as I thought. Workers' clothes. Now, think aloud with me. Ponder for a moment. Why would a working class man who probably has no business being in a jeweler's waltz right into a jeweler's for? Darling, you must be skeptical of everyone in this day and age. Yes, I know, you have such a good, kind heart, but one must be wary. What? Another person? Right. Describe them to me. Teenage boy. Why would a teenage boy go into a jeweler's? A teenage boy would never have the money to buy his sweetheart something at a jeweler's, unless he were filthy rich, or rather his parents were. Interesting. Well, this does sort of go in hand with my theory. I think one of 1, 2, 3 culprits, and not the jeweler himself, of course, but I think either Miss Mabel, the worker man, or the teenage boy may have taken your purse. No, darling. I don't think what they were after was in your purse. I think what they were after was in the jeweler's shop itself. Why, yes, of course. I think they got their hand on something in the jewelry shop and had nowhere to stash it, so they popped it into your purse. Right? And then from the jeweler shop until the grocer's. In that little piece of time, they swiped your bag from under you without you even noticing. They didn't care to steal your bag. They cared about the diamond or the pearl or the golden ring that they stashed in it. Yes, of course. Now, of course, I'll need to go ahead and question all 3 of these suspects, but I have an inkling I know who it is. Do you? I think I know. But to be safe and to be sure, I'll need to go ahead and interrogate each and every one, plus the jewelers, and if you don't mind, I'll also have a little break at your cousin's restaurant for refreshments. Darling, it's been lovely to have met you even under such horrid circumstances, but I'm afraid I must go. So, I'll bid you adieu now. I have much work to do, and I don't have time to dilly-dally, but do keep in touch. Yes, call the police station whenever you would like. Ask for Miss Isabel Boulevard. I'm always there. Right. So, darling, it was very lovely indeed, and I'll be sure to catch the culprit. Of course, 100%, you have my guarantee. I'll be be on this case like butter on toast. They will never stop until we find out who took your purse. Of course, valuables like your ID card, Yves Saint Laurent lipstick, many things can be in a purse. A lady should... just the thought of it. Darling, never to worry. I know. I understand your concerns, and I will do my very best to get through this as quickly as